Rights and Feet King. And our intro music is, are we here yet? Oh,
yeah, we're here.
We're here.
We're here.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I don't like that light.
Yeah, no, there's something going on with the light.
No.
Something going on with the light.
Now, let me tell you what's going on with the light.
What's going on with the light?
This guy right here.
Oh, hold on.
That's a little better.
That's
It's a little better.
It's a little better.
So, Sekou, by the way, happy
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
For those
Halloween.
of you who celebrate
So for those of you who are watching us on
Facebook
Instagram,
Facebook Live, yes,
are seeing us with cowboy hats on, it's giving us prompt cowboy hats. It's pretty cool.
It's a filter. Wow, they're so cute.
Sorry.
There was one year I came down to visit you.
Oh yeah.
And we have the photo on the fridge.
Oh yeah.
Where in Sekou's building.
That was here.
Okay. I know. In Sekou's building, they celebrate Halloween, and so they had this thing where you take a photo and you get a kind of a costume in the photo. Like they let you put stuff on, and he chose a cowboy hat.
Did I?
Yeah, it's on the fridge. Wow. I wish I would have known we were going to do this. But welcome to Fiance Files. I'm your local fitness go-to girl, Feet King.
And I'm Sekou Rights.
Mr. Money Wizard. Money Wizard.
Yeah.
I think that's your theme song. I think I just wrote it. I just composed it, and I dropped that beat. Hey, okay. Money Wizard. Money Wizard. You like that?
Okay.
Not really? Whenever he says okay several times, that means no.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, maybe when I get in the studio, and we lay the tracks.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get started, well, let's get started.
Let's get started.
So, shout out to New Thought Media Network for being this space that helps us grow. And we are not financial wizards.
Financial advisors.
We're not financial advisors. We are financial wizards.
He is a financial wizard. What's up, Robin Hackett? Good morning.
Yeah.
He is definitely a financial wizard.
Thank you much.
I am his like your sous chef.
Sous chef. Okay.
Just cooking things up in the money lab. Cooking things up. Okay.
Well, so I just want to get this out the way before I forget. You can't see it over here, but you can see it over here. I wanted to get this right. So let's hit him with a fee. Hit him.
Oh, yes. So today, Sekou Rights and I have created our community on school. We decided to create a community off of social media so that the community is engaged, involved, and a place where people can do more than just make a pit stop. Like they can actually visit and stay a while. You like that? Mm-hmm. And so today we are going to be facilitating our first free class on what is it called?
Things I'm still learning.
Well, yeah, it's basically things I'm still learning, but we've been having these conversations in our community around the things that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, the community is getting sparked. Yeah. I mean, I thought that this was going to be a let us teach you, little ones, but it is much more of an interactive experience because I've learned some things.
Yes.
I've learned some things quickly.
And this community is something that I've been thinking about and wanting to do for about 2 years. And I had to be mentored by Arlen Hamilton because this is definitely her suggestion, which is to build a community so that you can be of service, so that you can also create other streams of revenue so that you can be a support system to people who have a problem that you know that you can solve. And so while it's new for us, we're building, we're growing, but something has happened in the community in a short amount of time. There are two people that I want to shout out and highlight specifically, but not exclusively. These two people, one is watching right now, which is Robin Hackett. Robin Hackett said, I love the community. My life is changing because of it. And Robin, your life is changing because of you.
Yeah.
Your life is changing because of you.
Yeah.
Because
and changing our lives too.
Yes.
Like, really.
Because she's showing up and she's coachable. Yeah. She's doing, she's being, and she's giving the work.
Yeah.
So Robin and Fatima West have inspired today's conversation in today's class. I don't want to give too much away, but what I want to do is, if you are in any way feeling uncomfortable about where you are in your finances, this is the class that you want to show up at. It's absolutely free. Yeah. And I believe when you leave there, you'll be inspired.
Yeah.
You'll be equipped.
Yeah.
And there will be a fire lit under you to do something.
For real.
Even if it's a small something. But something happened yesterday, and I said, we have to schedule this today. And so we're doing it today at 1:00, and that's the flyer. And the link is in. If you join our community, drop the link. And I dropped it on Facebook Live. Robin said, "Ah."
I just posted it on everything. So New Thought Media Network and Sacred Rights page and everything. You can just go into the chat and click it.
Okay, perfect. And we'll be posting a couple times before. And if you don't catch it, we may do a replay, but it's going to live in the group and it's going to be on Zoom. So definitely join us on Zoom. But something like powerful happened. And I know that many of us.
What happened?
Well, we're going to talk about it today at 1:00. We're going to talk about it today at 1:00.
Okay.
All right.
And is it one of those things where if they miss it, it'll still be up and playable later?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe there will be a replay.
I don't know. But she thinks so.
Yes.
So hopefully. I mean, we're still learning this too. We're still learning this situation too.
Yeah. So, well, Sekou doesn't even fully know, but you look so cute in your hat. I like it. I'm going to get you a hat. That's your Christmas gift. Right there. That color, everything. It looks so good on you. My hat doesn't fit because I have a small head. Look at that. It doesn't fit right.
Sorry, folks. We're playing with the
Can you record it? You know what, Robin? I'm sorry, babe. Yeah. Yes, I will record it. Even so, I'm just not for sure if Zoom allows recording from. We're going to do it from the computer. So yes.
We'll find out.
Yeah. But we will record it.
And then we're going to do it again or do something again.
Yes.
Do something again.
We'll record it externally just for safety, Robin, because it's powerful. And I believe that it's going to move people from where they are to where they want to be. And it's just baby steps because sometimes we want to take big bites and that can be overwhelming.
Let me just tell you. So B King was doing things yesterday. She was calling her people. What?
We're going to talk about it today at 1.
All right.
We're going to talk about it today.
Well, I'm going to talk about my part. My part is it inspired me to call my bank because I've been thinking about it for ages. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I finally did it yesterday.
So. And he learned something new. Can I just share this?
Now you want to share. Okay, go ahead.
Well, what he learned by calling his bank is that he has a lot of chargeable room credit.
Yes, but I remember Reverend Mel saying to me, you can only charge up to 30% of your total amount due. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out what 30% is. And that's the maximum you should charge, even if you're going to pay it all off.
Yes. Now, that is a choice. And that is a good choice. But that's not what the credit card company is saying, to only charge 30%.
Yeah, for sure.
We're saying that was Reverend Melissa's advice, and he's going to take it. My point is he called and had no idea that he has, what do you call, it's not your spending balance, but it's like he has
a credit card balance.
No, not a balance, because you don't have a balance. You paid it off.
It's a zero balance on that I've paid.
Yeah.
But
you can charge.
But I can charge
a big number.
I was like, what?
I was like,
I was on the phone. I was like, oh. I was trying not to react on the phone. I was like, oh.
Like,
oh.
Yeah, but cool. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. And if you don't ask the questions, then you don't know. And I'm constantly battling with myself about the things that I don't want to know, that I need to know in order to move me forward and to put me in a different tax bracket. I need to know this information so that I can address it. And so we'll talk about it today at 1:00. Yeah. Utilization. Thank you, Robin. Yes, his credit utilization, how much you can charge.
Okay. Okay.
See, thanks. We're all learning.
Yeah, we're all learning. We're all learning. We're all learning. We're all learning. So, all right. So that was that. That was our intro for what we're doing today.
Yeah.
And now, what are we gonna talk about?
What?
What are we gonna talk about?
Well, you know what I'd like to ask a question of your followers and my followers, because we are on Facebook. My question is, what has been the most uncomfortable conversation you've had or know you need to have with your partner, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, you're engaged, you're married, you're dating? What is the most difficult conversation around money?
That's a good question, but it's going to take them too long to type it up, right?
No.
Right? Well, while they're thinking about it, while they're thinking about it, I want to go to something from the group. I asked, how many of you have secured your 911 fund? How many people secured their 911 fund?
So break down 911 fund for folks.
Because, what did you say?
Break down
911 folks. 911 folks is
911 fund.
The 911 fund.
Break that down, because you call it something else.
The emergency fund.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've been using 911 because it's easier for me to remember with my aphasia.
Okay.
And so I think of it as 911. So the 911 fund, or the emergency fund, is simply not an area, but it's a separate account that you keep for emergencies. And it came to a head yesterday because Reverend Mel was talking about it yesterday, and I was like, wow, what? I mean, she just blew my mind, because my original goal, I can't remember this author's name, but I got it from him. Let me not pretend that I got it from me. I got it from him. And he said $1,000. He said you should go for $1,000. And I said, all right. So I proffered that. Go for $1,000. Now I got $1,000. And then I started chilling. I was like, all right, I'm chilling now. But Reverend Mel got $1,000. She said, I think I should go for more. Because what if my emergency is bigger? And she went on and on and on. And so she's got a goal of $7,500. And I was like, for your emergency? I blew my mind all day. And so that has rejiggered my thinking in terms, rejiggered. Yeah, rejiggered.
I love that word that you made up.
No, it's a real word, I think. I don't know. Anyway, what I rejiggered is,
your emergency fund goal, because Melissa's goal is $7,500.
Yes. And so I've had to rethink it in terms of that, in terms of thinking of it as, yes, $1,000, but Mel, B told me that I had a thing before that I was like, save $1,000 and then save $2,000 and then save $5,000 separately.
Yes.
And I don't even remember this myself, but
I shared with Sekou prior to his stroke that, because when he got off the phone, off the call, the show, I said, you seem so surprised by that. I said, Sekou, you just don't remember, before your stroke, you said to me, Fee, you want to have three emergency funds. Start with your first one, $1,000. And then create a separate one, a different one, like using a different online digital account. So here's an example. That account could be Acorns, Robinhood. It could be a savings account through a credit union that you don't have immediate access to. And so you start with 1,000. You're done.
I remember none of this.
Yes, he remembers none of this. And then 3,000, and then 5,000. We watch a guy, I don't know his name, but he's written a book called Get Rich, and now he has a show. Yeah. I think he's Indian.
Yeah.
And so literally we were watching him, as we often do, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and he said that very same thing, just in a different way. And so
well,
about having,
but not separate accounts, but which lets you know that once you get into it, you can cut it up and divvy it up different however you want. Like once you commit to it, right? So because he had this other thing going, and I tell you one thing that I like about what he's saying is he's saying, what's your rich plan? What's your rich plan? Like decide that one thing that you want to spend money on and save for that too.
Which we've talked about that with our financial advisor. For me, separate from Sekou.
I didn't talk about that at all.
Yeah, which is a travel fund.
Oh, you talked to him. Yeah,
I said, I want to create a travel fund that is exclusive to traveling because I love to travel. And one of the things that the guy who's the host of Get Rich, he says, oftentimes when we talk about traveling, we don't set aside a specific amount of money specific to traveling. However many times you want to travel a year, usually we'll either dip into our income or we might not pay a bill or 2 or 3. Or when we get back from said travel, we're, playing catch up.
Yeah, right.
And so he said, but actually plan it, like fund it. If it's 6 months, if it's a year, if it's 3 years or 5 years, plan it out. And sometimes I think we think, oh, this stuff is so not fun. But I have to tell you, what I'm going to share today at 1:00, I was literally at Signature Theater from 1:15 until 7:30 p.m. On it. I was on it. And I said, we are not leaving here until we shift some things, some financial things in our lives. And I didn't leave there until I did what I've been needing to do for a long time. And I want to help people break down the steps so that you can figure out when you're going to pull the trigger on it. Because it's not a matter of should I, it's a matter of no, you get to. It's not a matter of I have to, but it's a matter of I get to. I get to do this for myself. So I'm super excited that we get to share it because what I did inspired Sekou to contact his bank and he learned something new.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So you going to tell them what Signature Space is?
Oh, Signature Space is the premier theater space here in Hell's Kitchen, New York City. It has the most amazing lounge space.
It's dope.
And it's dope. Huge. And every single day,
huge.
I meet and encounter and engage with a new person.
This one here comes out of there with new stories every day. I'm like, how'd you do that?
And new opportunities.
Yeah.
So shout out to Sean Campbell. She is the Human Resources Director.
How you get to meet the Human Resources Director? Like I was going to Signature for years. And I've never met any human resource personnel. I was like, wow.
Sean is lovely. That's why she just and she approached me. She's like, I see you here all the time. She's just lovely. I really like Sean.
So anyway, that is the Signature Theater. That's the space she goes to, and that's the space she's talking about. And so I just want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about that same thing. The same thing that guy is saying. His name is, don't get me lying, but his book is How to Get Rich, right? So it's an easy book, right? Easy title.
I was going to say, that book is not easy to read. It's a simple title, but he goes deep.
I bought this book ages ago. You hear me? I bought this book ages ago.
I know, you told me.
I mean, like deep into preamble,
pre-stroke.
I bought this book a long time ago, and I just read the first paragraph or two, and I was like, it was too hard. But now I'm getting some of his stuff from way back when, and it's about having your eyes opened to what is needed. Because back then I just wanted something rich. Come on, give me something quick. Give me something quick, right? And that's not what this is. It's not get rich quick, but this is get rich surely get rich, surely, undeniably.
And he also helps you to identify and define for yourself what rich means, because rich does not mean the same thing for everyone,
right?
And I really appreciate that he also echoes that on his show. And so here's an example of being rich is being responsible. Being rich is being responsible for your life and your finances.
What you mean?
So there's a guy on his show. He works with couples, individuals, and there's a couple. The husband makes about $150,000 a year. Whatever he's doing with his finances, he's fine. He doesn't need get rich host help. His partner.
I beg to differ. But go ahead.
Well, the show is about his partner. So his partner makes about $30,000 a year. He works in a bar where he also is kind of like a stripper.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's teaching him that a rich life for him is being responsible and honest with his partner, because they are literally weeks away from getting married.
Right.
And
they got married during the show.
Yeah. I want to go back and watch that. You're doing so much, huh? Right. And so he had not told his partner how in debt he was and how much money he made. His partner had no idea that he only made $30,000 a year. Yeah. And so he's showing him that, first of all, you can make more money if you want to, but if you don't, you can still do better with the amount of money that you make. And part of that doing better is being mindful of where you're spending your money.
Yeah.
Where you're spending your money.
Yeah.
And so a question came up in the community. Robin asked a question, and I wish I had it. I wish I could pull it up, but I'll paraphrase. It was basically, and Robin, if you're still here, correct me if I'm wrong. She said, how can I basically create more revenue to fund my emergency fund? How can I create more money to fund it? Because she's focused also on getting her debt down, which is what I'm focusing on. So how can you do those two things at the same time?
Okay.
And so I'm going to address some ideas in the conversation that we have at 1:00 around how can you create more revenue streams so that you can create a travel fund, so that you can fund your emergency fund, so that you can start to chip away at your debt and still live and still have a life.
Yeah. So I think this was born out of a comment that I made, also from the same guy who wrote the book.
Get Rich.
Yeah.
Your Rich Life. Something.
I forget, but something like that. He said that you need to pay your debts at the same time as you invest. And that hit me hard. Because I've always done one or the other.
And you made a decision, actually.
What?
You made a decision to not pay your debt until you have a lot of money.
Yeah. So I've always done one or the other. One or the other.
And I didn't agree with that decision. I was just like.
But regardless, I got some money. I got some little bit of money. And now I'm trying to figure out how to balance it. And that's how I called the bank. The credit card yesterday. And so I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah. And
I have to tell you, me as a woman who did not grow up in a 2-family home, I never overheard conversations between my parents. I never overheard the money conversation because my parents didn't live in the same household. And so I only have one perspective, which is my mom's. And she didn't talk about money, but like I could see the stress, and I remember she would write out all of her bills on the back of an envelope. And there was, I mean, it's like the whole back of the envelope was filled with numbers, minuses, pluses, and there was never enough at the end of the day. I personally really appreciate that Sekou and I talk about money every day, right?
When we want to.
we talk about money. We talk about where we are, and can we go deeper? Yes. Are we getting deeper? Yes. Do we agree about the vehicle that we each are choosing to take? Not totally. However, we're on the same page, and we know that in order to be a success as a couple, we got to have these questions, and we have to be honest about it. And one of the things that I know, it's kind of off topic, but it's around money. So for me,
come on,
you ready for this?
Come on,
live in
public?
On,
live in person.
For me, this has been my personality, at least since I moved to LA. So for the majority of my adult life, my personality is, and when I say since I moved to LA, when I moved to LA, I was pretty much entrepreneur, actor. So I worked for myself for the most part. And when you work for yourself, you get to find what works for you as it relates to how you make money. For me, what works for me, when I wrote my book, when I wrote my play, I didn't write it at home. I don't work well from the house. I need to be out and about, because I think I use people as a muse.
Hence Signature.
Hence why I'm at Signature. In Baltimore, I'm at Needs, or my favorite hotel in Baltimore. It's on the tip of my tongue. Here, when I'm in New York, it's Signature Theater. I have 2 coffee shops that I absolutely love, because for me, that's where I get in a zone. And I was at Signature this weekend, and there was a full-fledged fashion show. It was so loud in there, and I'm just working.
Wow.
Because it's the energy of the people. And so Sekou can work from home. He can make his calls from home, do his stuff. Me, not as well. Not as well. But we come back together like we did yesterday, and we had the conversation. I shared with him what I did, which I'll share with you today at 1. And he shared with me later on that night. He said, I was inspired by what you did, and I made the call. And then this morning we talked about it. We talk about money all day. We watch money gurus. We read the money books. But more importantly, we implement. We're not just making the calls, watching the stuff. Oh, wow, that's good. That's interesting, huh? What you want for breakfast?
Yeah, so I just want to say, I want to give you the advice to find something to watch. Find something to watch. It isn't just bells and whistles. Bells and whistles? And bells and whistles. But focus on having something to watch that is about your money. It's about your money, and take what you can get. Take what you can get, but involve yourself in a system of
learning and empowering yourself.
Thank you. Learning and empowering yourself. And
one of the things that we do is take notes. Take notes. So here are a couple, if you don't have any that you are led to, oh my gosh, it's time to go. I'll just leave you with Bob Proctor, Arlen Hamilton, and my new is Leila Hormitz. Leila.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, man. I wish we had talked about it earlier. We got to talk about it later.
Next Thursday. All right. All right.
So,
hi, Cola. Good morning.
So thank you for watching. And
now is better.
Now is better than perfect.
Now is better than perfect.
All right.
Have an amazing day.
See you later.
Peace.